You don't need to watch to know who will win. But let's watch to see if there's anything unexpected. The theme is butter, so everyone doesn't know what the two will make. Most dishes don't use butter as the main ingredient, usually it's just a side dish. Saitu is cutting oranges and squeezing them out, while Soma is using mochi candy. Wow, this guy is always different. He's mincing mochi and cooking them with a pot of boiling soybean. The goal is to create a pot of fake white sauce that is fragrant and creamy. But why not use butter when people usually do? After a while, both put butter in the pan and started stirring. The fragrance from both sides spread at the same time, making the whole arena boiling. The processing part is just starting now. Soma is frying rice with the usual ingredients, while the seafood smell rising from Seta's pan has almost overwhelmed everything. His seafood rice dish is about to be completed. Although Saitu feels that Soma has not drawn his sword to fight, he is still keeping something a secret that he doesn't want to reveal. So he decided to draw his sword to attack first. Just a moment later, Seta's butter seafood rice dish was completed, all made from top quality ingredients. Just looking at the screen, you know how many people are salivating. Soma is still very calm when he sees his opponent is leading. Just separating the fish meat, smoke rises as if it's in a pot, completely stimulating, and you can't help but eat it. And the feeling of surging in the chest, as if the creatures of the sea are trying to overcome the waves to crawl into your throat. What a feeling! In just one bowl of seafood rice, it contains a lot, from salmon to octopus, squid, and other sea fish, but the strange thing is that they are not greasy when coated with butter. That's because Saitu used lemon juice and orange juice to neutralize the greasiness in it. It feels like you can eat butter all day without getting bored. Saitu has really used 100% of the potential of butter. Although he is a master of sushi, he always knows that what makes a great sushi dish is not the fish meat, it's the accompanying flavors. They are what determine whether the sushi dish is delicious or not. As long as it's what Saitu knows well, he can definitely use it to the fullest. When he was young, his family opened a small sushi restaurant, but it was very popular with many people. Saitu always admired his mother and wanted to quickly help her cook. His mother raised him and he was able to enter Tatsuki Academy. Saitu was even more determined to become a great sushi chef. Sometime later, his mother was accepted into a famous class, thinking it was an opportunity to develop the restaurant, but no, they were all contemptuous people who thought that women shouldn't be in the kitchen at all. But if the mother doesn't do it, who will raise her son? Seta's mother still tried, and then one day she couldn't take it anymore. She passed away and left her young samurai son. With that spirit, Saitu decided to take over the restaurant and bring it to a new level. Including those who harmed his mother, he will let them know what a great sushi dish is. This is indeed one of the top grinding characters in this movie. He just smacked these guys one after another and then rose to the 4th seat position as it is now. Just eating it, you can feel his samurai spirit. The judges are like being slashed to death. I don't know what Soma will make to deal with this tough opponent. Suddenly he said it's over, as if he realized that his sword had been broken before Saitu. But no, that's just Saitu imagining it himself. Soma also has a strong fighting spirit like that, and this dish will be the thing for him to win. As soon as the oven was opened, the aroma spread everywhere. A special aroma from milk and butter made anyone who smelled it feel hungry and craving. Just wanting to put it right in their mouth to satisfy their hunger. Soma's dish is called grilled butter. It looks very fatty, but the taste is extremely refreshing. I don't know how they can combine them so harmoniously. I just know that now all I can think about is this dish. And from the very beginning, when preparing the fake white sauce, it was the thing that created the highlight for this dish. If it's made from butter, it will bring a feeling of being greasy, but using mochi is different. In short, Soma also understood the ingredients he used to process very well in order to push it to a new level. Unlike Saitu, who always fights alone, lonely with a carefully sharpened sword, Soma has used many different swords to fight until he wins. He lost to Saitu in the simulated Shokuchi arena last night many times. The story is that last night Subaru impersonated today's opponents to practice for everyone, although he lost, but this is the best he can do now. Indeed, if it weren't for Subaru, Soma would have had to lose today. Last night he broke his sword countless times. Even with the help of Tadakoro and Aldini, he still couldn't overcome it, but then Soma took advantage of the knowledge of other opponents, those he had competed against, to create a completely new style. In the samurai battle, it's not necessary to use a sword anymore, a completely new style that catches the opponent off guard. And thanks to that, today Soma was able to defeat Saitu in front of that sharp blade. That's the result from the moment he stepped into this academy until now. Another victory for the rebel faction. Nothing could be more convincing. Although he had prepared himself, it was also an unbelievable victory. Once again, the rebel faction proved that the Central Authority's cooking skills were nothing. The group is celebrating, but is it too early now when the 4th round is the decisive round of all? The Central Authority only has 3 people left, but they are all top 3 in the 10 elites. This match must be said to be the most difficult ever. Having come this far, we have to play a decent match. Returning to the resting place, Soma's group discussed who would participate in the final round. Of course, Soma will be among them. The important thing is who can defeat Aishi or the other two. It's already difficult enough, but I was wrong. Soma is not participating in this fourth round at all. It seems that the two important characters have recovered their strength. They seem to have more vitality than the first day. Briefly about the matches of this fourth round, Aishi will fight Satoshi. Both are members of the 10 elites, but their talents are very different. Will the wild rabbit theme help Satoshi gain an advantage? The next match is Aldini with Jindo. The theme is octopus. The remaining match is between Momo and Irina, Azami's daughter, but belonging to the opposing faction. Will Irina be able to do anything with her divine tongue? This is also the first time I've seen her fight a Shokyuchi. Their theme is brown sugar, something that is very beneficial for Momo. Will Irina be able to fight the dessert queen? Momo has started cooking her dish already. I noticed that every time she competes, this girl starts and finishes very quickly. Maybe it's because the cake doesn't take much time to complete. In a flash, she made a lot of bowls of colorful ingredients, like a palette to prepare to create a masterpiece. Momo continues to draw cute shapes for the last cakes, just baking them for 3 minutes and the dish is almost complete. Regardless of who the opponent is and what skills they have, Momo only focuses on her dish and defeats her opponents absolutely. What can Irina do against such a strong opponent? She can only sit still and watch. Irina is also preparing a dish. Unexpectedly, she dares to make a sweet dish to compete with the dessert queen. This move is so bold that it's easy to cut out. Let's wait and see who will win. In the end, Momo's cake was finished first, thinking she would make it simple, but who knew that her small body could make such a huge multi-layered cake? It's really beyond imagination. But no matter how beautiful it is, the most important thing is still the taste. The form is already beautiful, the inside is even more beautiful, the taste is so delicate that it captivates people. Dying for sweetness is like dying for love. The outside feels very plump and elastic to the touch, but when eaten it is smooth. Melts in your mouth and goes down your throat. The secret lies in this special soy sauce bottle. Cakes also use soy sauce? After making the cake with ordinary ingredients, Momo cleverly combined them with this special flavor. In other words, adding salt to the sweet, but making the sweet even higher, like the kamen we eat, but this dish is on a different level. We can only see it on the screen and never be able to taste it. Brown sugar combined with black soy sauce very skillfully. In addition, there are other fruits that come with it to create many flavors, and there are also marshmallows to eat together to melt on the tongue, and then eating the cake will make the cake even more top-notch. It feels like the eater is being led to a wonderland surrounded by all the sweet things full of love. Momo is like a princess standing on a solid castle, an indestructible dessert fortress. Will Irina be able to do anything? Momo's cake has too many fans. Opening a fan memory session here is so appropriate. From a young age, Momo has always pursued cute and sweet things. Most of the things she chooses later become a trend, and just like that she became famous as a child prodigy. In fact, she only pursues things that are really cute. After entering the academy, she became even more famous, but Irina didn't give up either. Her dish was also finished. Facing the cake roll, she made pancakes, but that's not ordinary pancakes. Looking at the cream flowing out, I want to shoot everywhere. The elasticity is no less than Momo's. The fragrance and softness when separating the cake are enough to fascinate people. They began to taste this dessert, layers of flavor. In the middle is the secret ingredient. Irina put red bean paste in the middle of the cake, perfectly combined with brown sugar. Irina has created a dorayaki, a famous cake in Japan, but with the style of a pancake. She is truly a master of Japanese ingredients. Irina knows all the traditional and quintessence dishes in her heart. You see, when you succeed, you can say whatever you want, so before you succeed, don't say anything. Apart from the 3 judges, this little MC is also unable to resist the cravings for this attraction. Well, let her be satisfied, let her release everything she has. Everyone who eats the dish is now immersed in the illusion of love, but Irina wants one more person to try her dish, that is Momo, the queen of sweets. She said that this dish can't get a perfect score because Irina added red beans and ruined its original delicious flavor, but how can you be sure like that without eating it, right? Momo said it's not entirely wrong, it's just missing something. Now she is having very strange reactions to other people's sweets. This reaction has said it all. Irina knows all the things she said, and of course she added Greek yogurt to make it a dish that is far from what Momo knows. Although she hates to admit it, Momo has completely fallen for this dish. Irina started to lecture, saying that Momo was too confident and only cared about her wonderful fortress without knowing that there are better things out there. That's right, Momo was too confident when she was called the dessert queen. Irina has experienced that feeling, so she understands it very well. To say this, she was also doused with a bucket of cold water into the title of Ice Cold Queen, none other than Soma. Another absolute victory for the rebel faction, but this is not the time to celebrate the victory. There are still 2 more matches of the first seat and second seat, and more importantly, there is a change in the judging panel. Azami has decided to score the remaining 2 matches himself. Will this undermine the fairness of the food evaluation? While Azumi belongs to the Central Authority and wants to drive away the rebel faction, he said that he will evaluate accurately and not be biased towards anyone. This has also been approved by the former principal and those in authority. But evaluating alone is still somewhat subjective, so he invited 2 more people to be his fellow judges, 2 girls who are well known in the culinary world, or rather 2 senior sisters who have led this judge arena. The senior sisters are here, so there's nothing else to say, you have to listen to them. It's unbelievable that these people are willing to surrender to Azumi's policy. Is everything messed up? Even so, Aldini still wanted to be evaluated further to ensure fairness, so from now on there will be 2 other people including Azumi who will directly score. Everyone is worried about this, but Soma isn't. He thinks this opportunity came sooner than he thought. Forcing him to come out to fight directly is what he is aiming for. But for some reason, since Azumi decided to be a judge, senior sister Jindo seems very angry, so much that she seems to be putting all her anger into this dish. Aren't they on the same side? Is there a conflict or something hidden in this? After a while, Jindo's dish was completed. At the same time, Aldini also finished his dish, which is grilled squid rolls. The name sounds simple, but the way to make it is not simple at all. Just looking at it makes you want to eat it. I can't wait to enjoy it anymore. The 3 began to enjoy Aldini's dish first. A delicious, rich and juicy seafood dish, it was made very skillfully from squid tendons and rice. Even though it's not in the dish, Aldini cleverly left that flavor on the squid. Not only that, the outside is homemade squid cream. Aldini almost used all the ingredients he had to create this dish. He combines yogurt with salt, creating a special stimulating feeling for the eater. This dish is truly very delicate. These 2 girls can't sit still anymore and have to express themselves with body language. This reaction is too skillful. Are the top people usually like this? Azumi, though not having such exaggerated reactions, also praised this dish as very delicious. After that, it was Jindo's turn. The reaction was too bland. Jindo's dish is a cake that looks like a hamburger, but they have been improved a lot. The taste is also very delicate. The meat of the squid has been minced, mixed with eggs, and fried with other flavors to make the main lining in the cake. Not only that, below the cake, which would normally be tuna, Jindo has replaced it with something that seems more luxurious, which is the largest freshwater fish in the world, a very rare food that only masters can hunt. What an AO Trin level for you guys. That GSI need is enough to beat other dishes. The dish has been improved to a new level. If the expression in Aldini's dish is see-through pajamas, then with Jindo's dish there are only a few pieces of bikini left. This transcendence is completely different from each other and the result doesn't need to be discussed anymore. Absolute victory for Jindo. The Central Authority, Soma's group, remains silent for a long time. That's right, the second seed is too strong. She is on a completely different level, so even if they lose and are very uncomfortable, Aldini can only accept. He has done his best for the dish just now. Now there is only one match left to reach the end. The fate of the rebel faction will depend entirely on this match. Pressure and tension are weighing on Satoshi's shoulders, because for a traditional Japanese culinary expert there are not many dishes that use rabbit meat. On the contrary, Eishi's French dishes are very popular with rabbit meat. But Satoshi is known as a genius, even if there are many things he doesn't know, but once he touches a dish, he will master it in a short time. Everyone expects him to make a unique dish to defeat Eishi. But Satoshi went against everyone's expectations. He is planning to make a traditional Japanese soup called oenmono. It's hard to understand why he would do that. Other dishes that come with rabbit meat are okay, but this soup is extremely different in flavor from the rabbit meat. Herbivores that survive naturally in the forest often have a very special flavor. Few people would use it with this elegant and pure soup. I don't understand what Satoshi is plotting, or is he deciding to be a reckless guy to win? Not caring much, he still continues to process his dish, but it looks too simple. It's just simply simmering it and putting it in a bowl of soup and that's it. Satoshi has finished his dish before Eishi. I don't know if there is any conspiracy or if he is too scared to do it recklessly. Will there be something special when this bowl of soup is opened? An incredibly warm and pure fragrance rises, enveloping the surroundings, without a hint of the wild smell of forest animals, a very familiar feeling like being with family. Next, you have to try it to evaluate the taste. The soup is so wonderful. Satoshi has cleverly combined rabbit meat with clams, creating a miraculous soup. It must be said that he has created a new dish for Japanese cuisine that is extremely delicate, never before seen. Even Azumi had to admit that this dish is truly top-notch. It takes him back to Japan in the old days, so many memories and traditions. But it doesn't stop there. Hidden deep inside that snow-white piece of mochi is the secret. As soon as it was separated, the soup around it turned opaque. That's miso soup. It's made from minced rabbit meat combined with other things. Now will be the second experience of the person being entertained, guaranteed to never be forgotten even if they only eat it once. The taste is so pure but also salty, both luxurious and modern but very traditional Japanese, as if a beautiful painting had been added to by Satoshi with an exquisite finishing touch. It seems that this phase has also made it difficult for the White Knight Eishi. He even feels that Satoshi is truly very talented. Senior Eishi continues his trick of recruiting assistants, promising that he will not expel Satoshi if he agrees to be his assistant. This line sounds familiar, doesn't it? But that also shows that Aishi is very confident that he will win. His dish is almost finished, just decorate it a little and bring it up for evaluation. Aishi's dish is called Royal Wild Rabbit Meat, just hearing it sounds luxurious. This is the dish that is often served at royal parties. He brings a luxury and aristocracy just like its name, and of course the taste is also extremely top-notch. How can it be wrong when the cook is Aishi? But Aldini said that although it's delicious, but compared to the creativity and freshness, it can't beat Satoshi. But not sure, he just ate a piece and evaluated everything. The senior sister next to her discovered something special under the sauce. Aishi cleverly transformed this royal dish in a French style, turning unfavorable things into favorable things. Turning other people's things into his own. Aishi always only cares about himself, and that's why he always leads and can't be defeated. There's no need to hesitate anymore. The Silver Knight has defeated the absolute Japanese artist. Since he was a child, Aishi has had such a personality. Whenever he sees someone with something good or beautiful, he wants to turn it into his own, without caring about the feelings of others. That's why he has the nickname eccentric genius that people give him. But this time he still failed to recruit an assistant. With that personality, no one will agree. So the match today has ended and is leaning towards the central authority, but there is still one final match tomorrow. Each side only has 2 people left. Will Soma's group be able to win? The method of competition in tomorrow's match has changed, as announced by the former principal. Tomorrow, the 2 will work as a team and make it like a meal, an appetizer, and a main course. The theme is free, but the core must be gourmet cuisine. Azumi didn't object at all. On the contrary, it's worth it to enjoy the combination of Jindo and Aishi. He is also sure that after tomorrow's defeat, Irina will immediately return to him. His daughter is not bad either. Now she is stronger and can turn against her father. He again thinks that she is in puberty, so it's normal to rebel, but everything will be back in its place according to his wishes. He must think he's a good father. It's true that no one in this is normal. When leaving, Aldini tried to chase after Jindo to ask her about it. He had been wondering during the match, why was her attitude so different when Azumi appeared? Is she afraid of something? But Jindo refused and told him he was just good at thinking nonsense. This reaction has made it clear what she is hiding. That night, everyone discussed what they could do to help Soma and Irina, but perhaps now they can only trust them. They can't do anything. Meanwhile, these 2 are still arguing about what to make. Who will make the main course? Soma of course won't give in, but the important thing is that Irina wants to make a luxurious, delicate, and classy meal because she has been used to evaluating high-end dishes since she was a child. On this side, Jindo and Aishi are also preparing for tomorrow, but they both look listless. I don't know what they are thinking. After saying goodbye and going to rest, Megashima came to find Jindo to apologizing for not winning and putting her in this difficult situation. Perhaps he knows something about Jindo. Back a few years ago, when the current 10 elites were not known, Jindo and Aishi often played together. Although she knew that his personality was a bit strange, Jindo was very comfortable. At first they didn't know each other until they were in the same class. Aishi always followed the teachers to learn. Jindo felt this guy was very interesting, so she got to know him. Until now, Aishi has been the best in the class. He said he will become the first seat in Tatsuki Academy. Jindo also chimed in saying that she will become the second seat. That youthful time was so beautiful. Unlike now, Megashima is just an outsider who has witnessed everything. A few years later, that naive sentence became true. Aishi often had the opportunity to show off his talents to VIP guests. They ate and drank very happily, but for some reason Aishi felt annoyed. He himself didn't understand why. The climax was at a luxury restaurant in Las Vegas. Aishi was specially invited to be the head chef there. His dishes were extremely excellent, receiving many compliments, but Aishi was still extremely frustrated and didn't want to cook anymore. It was at this time that old Azumi appeared and spoke to his heart. Aishi put a lot of effort into the dish, but the diners couldn't feel it. They praised it as delicious simply because the first seat cooked it. He commented, "This is a terrible party for pigs." It's not easy to meet someone who understands you like that. Aishi's attention began to turn to Azumi from then on. He took advantage of that to manipulate him. The more talented and ambitious people are, the easier they are to control. Returning home, but Aishi always tried to go to America. Azumi was just waiting for that to get closer to him. He told him his plan from then on. The 2 became closer and closer. Aishi was also happy thinking that he had met someone with the same wavelength. What had to come came. Azumi wanted Aishi to realize his ambition for the pinnacle of cuisine with him, eliminating all the things he said were for pigs, and the key to success was Irina, the judgment machine that he had trained from a young age. A plan that couldn't be more dirty and vicious. But why does Jindo support it? Perhaps she realized that someone would save Tatsuki, but she only told Megashima that she wanted to cook with Aishi more. No wonder girls are the most difficult creatures to understand. Almost no one could fall asleep that night. Soma's group didn't even sleep. They continued to research the dish. The next day is the most anticipated day of the Shokuchiki round. The judges and the audience couldn't be more nervous. The 10 elites have appeared. Jindo and Aishi don't look tired at all, especially Aishi. Although he had a tough match yesterday, but the excitement today helped him regain his form. In contrast to the Central Authority's top duo, the rebel faction looks tired and weak. Did they stay up all night and still haven't found a dish to cook? Not only that, now they're playing rock paper scissors to decide who will make the main course. I don't know if we should expect this unfortunate duo. The result is that Soma has to cook the appetizer. He is not reconciled, but he can't do anything. The important thing is that the Shokyuji has started now. The video ends here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments to support the channel. New anime series will be uploaded regularly on 21st Century Anime. Thank you.